I just don't know what else to do.
There is one thing. It didn't happen to me personally. It happened to neighbors of mine. So that was back in March 2024, and it was Ramadan. It was like 2:30 a.m. and I was in the kitchen because I was like looking for something to eat. It was during the starvation period, like the first one at that time. And all of a sudden, I'm hearing gunshots everywhere, and I had no idea what was that. It was Israeli forces, the terrorists, raiding the hospital because we live near the hospital, which is the biggest medical complex, not only in Gaza but also the West Bank. And they demolished. They turned the hospital's park or yard into a cemetery. They executed Palestinians there. And the raid lasted for 2 weeks. We stayed, I would be sitting in my room and I would hear the sound of Israeli tanks and bulldozers just driving by. They were very close to us. Like I saw a bulldozer doing some flattening some small home. It was like 60 meters away from us. Like I saw it through the window. And so we decided to flee. In the building that we were living in, there were like 10 apartments, but all families have fled to the south except us and another family. So it was basically empty. And my younger brother carried a stick with a white shirt on it. And we decided to run because we can't stay here. What Israeli forces were doing was breaking into homes and just shooting people or telling them to strip naked and arresting them and sending them to an Israeli dungeon, humiliate them, beat them up, take their money. And we were afraid. We didn't want that to happen to us. So we wanted to run away, but we were surrounded by Israeli forces. And so we decided to just run. And we ran to Ashati refugee camp, which is north of where we live. And I didn't see any soldiers. I saw a tank, but I don't know if it was active or not. Yeah, we fled. So we got away. But neighbors of ours tried to do the same thing like a few hours after we fled. And some of them were shot and killed. There are neighbors, 2 children in like elementary school were shot by Israeli terrorists. They were shot and killed. There was a family living in the building next to us. And it was a residential building. Like everybody fled except that family. They fled like to the south from the beginning of the genocide. And that family is 5. The parents, 2 twins. They are guys like me. And their little sister. They tried to flee. And the dad and the mom and one of the twins were shot and killed. And so the other twin and his little sister survived. That's what happens. You try to flee. We were lucky. They were not. So, yeah.
That's what I'm amazed. Like, how have you survived this? Like, how are you? Where are you? You're like in a cafe. Like, how are things even operational though?
So some people use solar panels. They are extremely expensive. And by the way, this cafe that I'm in right now, it should be closed right now. But I went to the owner and I told him, hey, I have an interview because I can't do it from my home. And he agreed to stay open just for me.
Oh, that's so
Uh,
nice. Wait. Is
so
this someone that we could say hi to? Is there somebody that's actually there? He's just letting you be there.
no, he's in the same place as I am. He's on his phone.
Okay, well,
He's
if he
like,
walks by at any point, tell him thank you so much for doing that.
I will.
Mo, I want to talk about, it's fortuitous that you're here, but obviously this is something that you can speak much more to than we can stateside. So, as horrendous as Netanyahu Milikowski is, if there is a person that embodies the very worst of Zionism, it is Itmar Ben-Gvir. He is an animal. He is not even human as far as I'm concerned. And of course, he was the person that spearheaded this. According to Reuters, Israel passes death penalty law for Palestinians convicted of lethal attacks. Now, I think it's safe to say that whatever this lethal attack, there's probably more to it than that. This is just, it seems to me like this is just an excuse to execute more Palestinians from a legal standpoint. Is that more or less what this is all about?
Yeah, it is, and this is unprecedented. I don't think they had this law before executing Palestinians. This is it's new, it's unprecedented, and this shows the level of vileness they have reached, this Zionist terrorist entity. And when I see things like this, I think that when a criminal regime like the Israeli regime does that, it's reaching the peak, like crossing all the red lines. And what comes after the peak is the decline. They will lose power after that, the gradual decline, until their disgusting criminal entity is no longer a thing. Until it's a thing from the past. So yeah, they do these things, but they will be held accountable in the future. They're not going to stay powerful forever. They will be held accountable, and I know it, and we will witness it in our lifetime. The same thing Israel did to Gaza will happen to Israel. It should happen to them. That's justice. That's fair, completely fair. And they are trying to postpone it and delay it. This aggression against Iran is their last chance. This is like, I think, their last American war in the Middle East. So yeah, they're trying to make the most out of it. But Iran is fighting back, and I will say I've never loved Iran as much as I do right now. This country is being bombed from every direction, and they're just fighting back. The supreme leader, the political leadership, and the military leadership, the people who were negotiating, they were murdered. But they're still firing. They're still firing missiles at the Israel and also U.S. bases, which is used to, which is basically just serving Israel. I've actually seen a Hebrew report that Israel is proposing the U.S. sending their bases like from Arab countries to Israel, or build new American bases in Israel to protect Israel. So yeah.
I think you're right. I think we're going to see the end of U.S. empire in West Asia. We're not going to get those bases back. We are not going to be in control of that anymore. And all of those other monarchies, those Gulf monarchy pimp states, are going to have to just sort of figure shit out on their own, because clearly, we're not helping them at all either. So I think we're going to basically be out of there and not being able to come back. And at this point, that's what Iran is going to get. See, they started out just wanting, their big demand was ending the sanctions. They're going to end up with all of it. And I could not be more down for that.
Mo, my last question for you is, as you were just alluding to, what is actually going on the ground throughout not just Gaza, but more so what's going on in Tel Aviv and Jerusalem? Because Western media does everything, and I mean everything within their capacity to make it seem like Israel is not getting completely bombarded by Iran. And from where I stand and from what I'm seeing, yes, the carpet bombing in Tehran is absolutely abhorrent, but that's what the West does. They commit war crimes, they attack civilians deliberately. It's the modus operandi of the US and Israel, which is unfortunate. However, it seems that if anybody's ever read Sun Tzu, The Art of War, that was something that Iran read that the US and Israel didn't read. From where I stand, from where we stand, it does appear that Iran really has the US backed into a corner in a lot of ways. And obviously, Israel, it goes without saying. So, what can you share with us in terms of what's really going on the ground right now from the Israel perspective?
Well, Israel has this military censorship in which they say everything is fine, everything is under control, when it's really not. They are running low on interceptors. You know, I've seen a video, a couple of videos a few hours ago of an Iranian missile. There were two Israeli interceptor missiles going to intercept the Iranian missile, and they failed. It seems like the Iranian missile just moved right or left to avoid the Iron Dome. So Israel is being attacked. It's losing military assets. They're losing radars, and they're saying, the Iranian missile fell in an open area. I don't really buy these things. And by the way, when it comes to that, like a couple of hours ago, I read something about a serious security incident in Lebanon, which means dead Israeli soldiers. The Lebanese Hezbollah is doing a good job at sending those despicable creatures to hell. It seems like 6 soldiers have been killed. I don't know. Yeah, Israel is censoring the information. They show the world what Israel wants to be shown, but that's not going to be for long.